Hi, hello, welcome to Vital Biology. This is Padma, and in today's class we'll discuss about the phylum Chordata. So in the previous classes we have discussed about various phyla under non-chordates, that is from Porifera to up to the hemichordata. So in this class we'll focus on the fundamental features of chordates and also the basic differences between these non-chordates and the chordates. So let's begin our class. And here the word chordata, if we will see, so chordata word was derived from two of the Greek words. One is chord and another one is atta. So chord means a string, whereas atta means bearing. So the animals which bears this string-like structure towards their dorsal side, so such a group of organisms were actually considered as chordates. So here in that name, whatever the chord or the string they told, actually they refer to this particular structure, so that is notochord. So notochord actually in the case of the vertebrates, it will develop into the skeletal system, which give the main support to the organisms. So that notochord, based on the presence of that notochord in these animals, this group was named as chordata. Okay. So along with this one of the structure, that is the notochord, the other fundamental features if you will see, so another one is the nerve cord structure. So that nerve cord structure is also towards the dorsal side, and that too just above this notochord structure. So here you can see just above this notochord, this nerve cord is present. So position wise nerve cord is also towards the dorsal side, and this nerve cord is going to develop into the central nervous system. Whereas along with that, the pharynx actually perforates into gill slits. So those pharyngeal gill slits is also one of the fundamental characteristic feature in the case of these chordates. Yes, definitely in all the animals near the pharynx, these will be provided with paid gill slits. So such type of the pharyngeal gill slits also considered as one of the fundamental character. And another one more structure is the posterior anal tail. That means the structure is present towards the posterior region and the tail are one of a extension beyond the anus. Okay. So where the anus is present, just beyond that, okay, one of extension if it is present, so that is actually considered as post-anal tail. So all these features is not necessary to be seen in each and every stage of these chordate organisms. Means these characteristic features can be in their larval stage or in their adult stage. So any of their life stages, if these characteristic features were seen, yes, definitely those organisms can be considered as chordates. Okay. So notochord is going to be the backbone in majority of the organisms. Nerve cord develops into central nervous system, whereas this pharyngeal gill slits. So pharyngeal gill slits is actually, yes, mainly in the case of few of the primitive chordates, it plays a role in the filter feeding mechanism. So in the further classes we'll study about that particular group of organisms which have such type of the filter feeding function of this pharyngeal gill region. Next, post-anal tail is also helps in like balancing and also to interact with the other animals by signaling process. For these functions, actually this post-anal tail is helpful to the animals. And do you think every organism have this type of a post-anal tail? Like in the case of the humans, can we see such type of the anal tail? Yes, generally in the embryonic stages, these pharyngeal gill slits and even this post-anal tail can be seen, but later on it is going to be form one of a rudimentary structure or a vestigial structure, that is of a coccyx. As we know that is considered as a tailbone in our, that is of vertebral column. Okay, so coccyx is nothing but this post-anal tail or a post-anal extension. Okay, so yes, that's why definitely these characteristic features can be seen in all the chordates, that is either in their larval stages or otherwise in their adult stages. Next, the basic differences if we will see between the chordates and the non-chordates. So chordates, just now we said that in their body notochord is present. Okay, so the notochord. So notochord in the case of the vertebrates it will develop into the that is of vertebral column, but in the primitive chordates it will be just like a notochord, and that too maybe in their larval stage or throughout their life stages that notochord persists in the same way. Whereas in the case of the non-chordates, yes, this notochord is absent. Yes, that is from Porifera to up to the Hemichordata we have discussed. Nowhere we discussed about this notochord presence. So that's why notochord is absent in non-chordates. And central nervous system. So central nervous system means here whatever the nerve cord we said. Okay, so the dorsal nerve cord. So yes, that central nervous system is position wise it is dorsal. That is in case of chordates, position wise it is dorsal, and it is hollow. Okay, it is a hollow, and number wise if we will see it's a single. Okay, single hollow dorsal nerve cord is seen in the case of chordates. Whereas in the case of the non-chordates, the central nervous system is solid. It's not hollow, it is a solid structure. And position wise, yes, ventral in position. Towards the ventral side, this nerve cord is present, and number wise it is 2. That's why double ventral nerve cord. If you remember when we have discussed about the Annelida and as well as the Arthropoda groups especially, there we have mentioned this particular double ventral nerve cord. So yes, in non-chordates we can see such type of a solid double ventral nerve cord in these animals. Whereas pharynx is perforated by gill slits. Okay. Generally, in the case of the aquatic animals, yes, these gill slits can be seen which are mainly helpful in exchange of gases. Whereas in the case of the few of the primitive chordates, it helps in filter feeding. Whereas in the higher animals, like in the case of the mammals, yes, especially these gills are actually absent in the adult stages but can be seen in their embryonic stages. Whereas those gill slits are absent in that is of non-chordates. Okay, so in non-chordates, those gill slits near this pharyngeal region, yes, those are of absent. Next characteristic feature, that is heart. Heart is ventral in position. Okay, ventral in position in the case of chordates. Whereas in the case of the non-chordates, the position of the heart is dorsal. And here, post-anal tail is present in chordates, whereas in the case of the non-chordates, this particular post-anal tail is absent. Okay, so these are the basic differences between chordates and non-chordates. Okay, so one is a notochord present, central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single, pharyngeal perforated gill slits are present, heart is ventral in position, and along with that, post-anal tail is present in chordates. Whereas in non-chordates, notochord is absent, central nervous system is solid, ventral and double. Gill slits are absent, heart is dorsal in position, and post-anal tail is absent in case of non-chordates. And along with these fundamental characteristic features, some other general features also can be seen in these chordates. So those are like, yes, these organisms are bilaterally symmetrical animals. So symmetry wise, as they are provided with the long body axis, that is of anterior posterior axis. So along with that, if we will cut the organism, yes, definitely we can get 2 equal parts. That is why bilaterally symmetrical animals. And in their body wall, they consist of all the 3 germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm and in middle mesoderm. That is why they are considered as triploblastic animals. As they are provided with all the 3 germ layers, yes, they are able to form the complete organ systems in their organisms. So that's why level of organization is organ system level. And these are coelomates. Yes, true coelom is seen, and that too specially the enterocoelom. as this enterocoelom was developed, that is from one of a group under non-chordates, that is Echinodermata onwards. These organisms provided with this type of enterocoelom, means the mesoderm derives from the gut or the enteron cavity. That is why the term was given to the coelom as enterocoelom. And their circulatory system is closed circulatory system. So here blood flows in specific blood channels. So those channels are like arteries, veins, capillaries. So when blood flows in this such type of closed environment or a closed circuits, yes, definitely such type of the circulation is considered as closed circulatory system. And like digestive system, if we will see, they are provided with the complete digestive system, and that too with the specific digestive glands which are more complex when compared with the non-chordate organisms. And even the heart is also, if we will see, in the case of the chordates, the heart is myogenic heart. So myogenic means the heartbeat or the pumping action is under the control of the muscles, whereas in the non-chordates the heart is actually considered as a neurogenic, except Mollusca. In that Mollusca also one of the class, that is of Cephalopoda. Okay, except that one class in Mollusca, remaining all non-chordates contains neurogenic heart, means there the heart functioning is under the control of nervous system, neurons. Okay, whereas in non-chordates, that Cephalopoda and all the chordates, okay, in all the chordates the heart is myogenic. Okay, so like this, these are the various fundamental and the general characteristic features of chordates.